There's been plenty said over the last year about the failure of the new Indiana Jones movie. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is one of those humongous flops that Kathleen Kennedy has become so well known for over the last few years. And the concept has been explored so thoroughly that it's hard to imagine anyone could put a new spin on it at this point. But last weekend, as I was pondering the mysteries of the Church of Rome, I thought of another reason that the character doesn't really work anymore. I've heard plenty said about the fact that the character returned in this movie as a lost and broken old man, and that's clearly the case. Harrison Ford was way too old, but this is more of a symptom than it is the actual problem with the character. He's a lost and broken man who has no reason to be lost or broken. If there's anyone who ever had a cause for being faithful, or having faith, or having hope, it would have to be Indiana Jones. He found some of the greatest artifacts to prove that there is one living God. He founded the Ark of the Covenant and had reason to believe in it more than any other person in history. Obviously, he's dealt with angels and demons over the course of his adventures. He watched demon worship and devilish activity in the Temple of Doom. After he found the Ark, he had that experience. And then he goes on to find the actual cup of Christ, the Messiah. And all this got me to thinking about how successful the character was when it was focused on the divine, the supernatural. The problems for Indiana Jones only started whenever they got into a more science fiction, monsters and time travel type genre. Whenever it was about the archaeologist Indiana Jones looking for ancient artifacts that confirmed the divine, the character was more engaging. And then, after he found those artifacts, he should have acquired some form of faith. If any man was able to have faith, it should be Indiana Jones, who actually held the cup of Christ and saved his father's life with it. In the 2000s, we entered a time when Hollywood was less interested in Christian beliefs, and maybe that's because of the Chinese box office, and maybe it's just because we're not the Christian country in the United States that we used to be, or maybe it's just because of the atheism of the people making decisions in Hollywood. But I can't help but think how much more sense it would have made to have taken Indiana Jones on another Old Testament or New Testament adventure, perhaps looking for the Spear of Destiny or the Lost Palace of King David. And another clip with Harrison Ford came to mind when I had this train of thought.
It's true. The Force, the Jedi. All of it. It's all true.
Because if there's ever been a character in history that was in a position to say that it's all real, it would have been Indiana Jones. He could have confirmed the God of the Bible. But Hollywood probably wasn't ready for that. As it is, the original trilogy stands on its own as a masterpiece in filmmaking, and the last two films will be forgotten, as they should be.